It's not even giving what y'all said it was supposed to give. No.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this be, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about a new show that came out December 14th called Tiny Pretty Things. It came on Netflix. It was a book to TV show adaptation, so let's just get right into this video. So I haven't read Tiny Pretty Things, but there was a lot of hype around this show because there was a black female lead, and Netflix was really lacking in that department of having a black female lead actress in a show. So that was one of the appealing points to having people watch this show. Also, a lot of people have been saying that the books were really good. This is a really good book. Can't wait to see what Netflix did with this book to TV show adaptation. So that's where the hype came from. So, all the book readers or the people who are fans of the book were so hyped because, finally, you're getting a black female lead, a good book, good story, and there's supposed to be, something you're kind of rooting for inside of for the show. So the show came out. I didn't watch it the exact same day, but I watched it within the week. So I've been seeing all this reviews, just everybody was just like, it wasn't it. It just wasn't it, compared to the book. And those are all the book readers are very disappointed in how Netflix did with the show. So here's I'm gonna read the books, but I haven't read it yet. So, but here's my take, just from a viewer who don't have anything coming in from a book point of view, and just watching the show to see how it is. So the show is about a ballerina institution. The main role, Nevaeh. She's supposed to be the main lead of the show. So Nevaeh, she was living in Inglewood, California. She applied to this dance ballet academy, or ballet institution, and I think it was ASB. I forgot what it is. Something ASB ballet, whatever. So so she applied and she got rejected. So the beginning of the show shows this person dancing on a rooftop, and then this person comes out with a hoodie and basically kind of pushes her off the rooftop, and she looks like she fell to her death, but she was actually saved, but she's in a coma. So because that was the main girl, the best ballet at that institution at the time, they needed someone else to fill her spot, so they picked Nevaeh. Nevaeh comes in, and the ballet school is located in Chicago, so she comes in, she's a new girl, whatever, and then they have her in the episode, and then she's supposed to be the new it girl at this time, so everybody's supposed to make this institution more better. So after the first episode, it just went downhill. So it really went downhill. So this show, it's supposed to be about the ballet institution, stuff like that. But there's a lot of different segments. It's a large ensemble cast, so obviously you're trying to, pinpoint, different things in the show, and obviously that's important to have everybody else's story being told as long. But the main character really has been sidelined and she only comes in little parts, to be honest, little bit of parts. So after the first episode came and went, it was just really downhill. in these episodes, you find out that the characters are 16 years old. But like this ballet school is kind of like a boarding school, give or take. Like you get sent away from wherever you live, and you're basically paying like money. Your parents or whoever who has a scholarship is like paying money for you to live there, you know, and learn ballet, and you do your studies as like you're in high school, but like boarding school for ballet. So after that, so Nevaeh got a scholarship, that's why she's there. So there's Oren, Bet, Shane, Caleb, Nabil, Delia, Cassie, Madame Dubois, Ramon, the cop, Tori, and I think the other ballet ballet choreographer, I think Toffer, that's what his name is. That's what happened. So those are the characters. So yeah, as I was saying, so basically let's give my take. The whole plot was trying to find out who pushed Cassie. That was basically the main plot, was trying to find out who pushed Cassie. Then the second plot was, you know, this bar club, I think it was the Mitsubishi bar club, whatever, that has 16-year-olds selling alcohol to older men. But there's like a deeper discovery to that, which is that, you know, the ballet institution, the Archer School of Ballet, basically pays that club to allow underage girls, basically pimp out underage girls, to have these older men do things. So they find out that the headmaster, whoever Madame Dubois, like what role she plays, she basically the main person who pays these people. So after figuring out that information, Nevaeh was basically like the lead in figuring out this information. So she basically helped set up a coup to like get her exposed at this like big, like, you know, ballet like show. So they have this like the recording. They like found out this. They got this recording because they like got this person set up in a trap, who's like spilled all the beans about the situation, and they had the recording playing in the background of their dance thing. So later on, she's basically under investigation. So then also Nevaeh has this storyline of, you know, she's from Inglewood, or she lived in Inglewood for 6 years of her life. She's originally from Chicago, and her mom's in jail because she basically killed her abuser and the person who abused her son, and her brother got shot by the cops because they mistaken him for the abuser that her mom, you know, called the cops on. So Nevaeh's basically have this like love-hate relationship with her mom, because she basically resents her for like what happened to her life and what happened. And then later on, she, you know, ends up forgiving her and, you know, being able to forgive her for the situation, because her mom got out on parole and is basically involved in her life now. So her brother's paralyzed. So that's basically Nevaeh's basically storyline. So Nevaeh then has this like love interest now, which is Oren. Oren was with Bet from episode 1 to 7 or 6, and out of the blue, it's like, okay, oh, let's practice since they're dance partners, let's practice their dance routine. And I'm just like, okay. And then she's like, oh, I know what that means, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, end of episode, she's like, you know, putting her head on his shoulder. And the next episode, they probably kissed. And the next episode, something happened. And then episode 10 was like, oh, come to New York with me. I don't know. But like the thing is that they set up a trap, I don't know, for Madame Dubois, because I think they like, before they went on to do the show, they did this like rehearse skit, and she was like, oh, something about the, like, did they get the bait or whatever, like soundbite, the soundbite, did they get that soundbite, because they were like arguing, and then after they argued, you thought they were like upset with each other, but then they were like, oh, did they get that soundbite, which was basically a trap, because they weren't, so like, in the rule of the school is that you can't be, like, guys and girls can't be in the same, you know, dorm room together. And they got caught by the headmaster in Mount Dubois. So they basically was like, oh, you're out because you broke the rules. But even though everybody's like a kind of a hypocrite in that school, breaking the rules all the time, she basically unfortunately gets caught. So that's what happens. So then we have June and Bet being like frenemies, because Bet's trying to get the top spot, June's trying to get a top spot to, you know, appeal to her mom. You know, that's what happened. June's trying to get the top spot, Bet trying to get the top spot, and then Bet was with Oren. Then suddenly, you know, she finds out that Oren had the secret. She found out that secret so quick. Like, she just basically put 2 and 2 together. She was just like, oh, I got your secret. Anyway, so Bet finally went from Oren to Mateo, and their relationship, you know, connection was way better than Oren and Nevaeh's. They're just way better. Mateo's family takes Bet in. They have this little angst. They have this little, like, enemies to friends to now they're in a relationship, which was just like, okay, interesting. And then, like, you got Nevaeh and Oren just have these awkward scenes together, which is just like, okay. I mean, their dance scenes together were really good. Like, the dancing in the show was really on point. That's what they did well in. But the scenes are just like, we're just seeing a bunch of butts. Like, 2 to 3 scenes every episode was an explicit scene. Somebody showing their butt. For what? Anyway, Ramon Costa, he's this dance choreographer who got blackmailed into being the choreographer at this school institution. And he has a lot of secrets, obviously. And then he's also behind a lot of things in that institution. So dating Bet's sister Delia, and yeah, Delia is a graduate from that school, so she's an adult now, and we have a bunch of 16-year-old students. So yeah, so the show basically gives off a Desperate Housewives vibe, because, you know, Cassie, she's in a coma, but later on you find out that she heard everything while she was in a coma. You find out that she's actually like an Alison De Laurentiis type person, so after you get the Pretty Little Liars vibe. You know, she's type of like the mean girl, but you're all like kind of have to tolerate her and be friends with her, kind of like a frenemy. So she has her own secrets. So you find out that she heard all the things that went down while she was in a coma, because you can hear everything. And then the thing that really was just like, oh, okay, because while she got up from the coma, she literally had to press her voice box, and she was in a wheelchair to get around. She didn't walk. So her last scene is her walking in heels without pressing her voice box to speak, and then saying something. And next thing you know, you see Ramon Costa basically on the ground, clinging to life. I don't know if he's dead. And then you have him, the transition from her voiceovers to Ramon Costa voiceovers, which is actually basically a neat transition, because it was Cassie in a coma transitioning, like, saying everything of what's going on in that institution or what's going on to Ramon Costa, like, giving his own part of, you know, giving his little, you know, aside, his little, you know, montage or monologue moment. After Ramon Costa, at the end, you see Ramon Costa basically, you know, it's a whodunit now. Ramon Costa is now on the floor with a knife stab into him. You see June, Nevaeh, I think Delia was also in the room, and I think Bet was also in the room. Or I think it was Bet or Delia, I don't know which one of them was in the room. So it was out of whodunit. So that was just like, okay, interesting. That ending episode 10 was actually probably the best episode of the season. Episode 1 had its, interest, but then it went downhill from there. The show was just like, okay, everybody having this like love-hate relationship with each other, to everybody coming into a kumbaya circle and like, okay, let's take down Madame Dubois, which was just like, okay, alright, let's take down Madame Dubois. That's what they're basically doing. And then what else is going on? The whole plot was all over the place. It was like the cop having a lot of scenes, basically taking away from the scenes from the students, the ballet students, which was just like, okay, alright. The institution has a lot of secrets, so obviously to uncover everything in one season, not really much, but it can't really happen. I mean, but they can take down Madame Dubois, but I think it's gonna take a lot more than that because she's involved in a lot. Plots and their acting was very much no. It was a lot of very much loose plots all over the place. I give this season maybe a 6 out of 10. It might be a little generous. Or in Nevaeh's relationship was just very much the dancing really made that. The dancing in the show really made the show really good because their dancing was on point. But other than that, like the plots were really out of order. We didn't really get much from Nevaeh except for that basic, her mom went to jail, her dad's all out of the picture, or her dad's been dead, and her brother's paralyzed from the cops. So okay, so it's basically that, and then she's in this dance institution. She's trying to like right the wrongs that happen here, and basically make the institution a better place, which is really good dream. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take everybody. So that's why there's like this whole kumbaya circle. Then KylerB and Madame Dubois, like really, Shane and Oren, like really, there was way too many buts. Like, why do I need to see that? Like, please, was this necessary? There was like some scenes like really how Cassie did Nabil was just so wrong, because man, he was the only one fighting for you to be alive. Like, if it wasn't for Nabil, you would have been dead. Okay, maybe. Because her parents basically was just like, pull the plug, like, we don't have any more time to see you suffer anymore. And he was just like, no, she's still fighting, and then find out when they pull the plug, she can actually breathe on her own, which was just like, oh wow, they thought she was gonna be done and be dead, but that was like, what? They're gonna kill her off? But it was so messed up what she did to Nabil. But then it was basically her and Ramon Costa have a secret together. But what is a secret more than that Ramon Costa was basically with her? Which is just like, there's a lot of student-teacher relationships, older people relationships in this show, which is just like, really, like, come on. Like, we have the headmaster, Madame Dubois, basically pimping out the ballet girls at this bar restaurant for these rich people, paying them money, which is like, really. But the takedown of Madame Dubois was okay. Plot, finding out who pushed Cassie, Delia, interesting. But like, now it's a whodunit to see who basically stabbed or killed, I don't know if he's dead, Ramon Costa. So that's if they got renewed for season 2, then that'll be interesting. Hopefully the writers and producers take heed of the book, because obviously as a viewer, and just a viewer only, it really wasn't too much to write home about. Really wasn't too much. I mean, I just watched the series because, I already started the episode, so just finish it. Just finish the season out. You know what I'm saying? But, if they can redeem themselves and, make a better season, if they get granted with a season 2. But knowing Netflix, We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, guys, if you guys want to watch that show, you can if you want to. It's on Netflix. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Peace.